Hello, everybody. Welcome to week 7. This week, we are going to get into formative and process evaluations. So far in this course, we've really been building up to doing what's known as an outcome evaluation. And I just want to say that 90% of my students historically have chosen to do an outcome evaluation for their final program evaluation assignment. However, it's important to know that there are two other kinds of evaluations known as formative and process evaluation. So we're going to get into those today, and I'm just going to share my screen with you. So formative and process evaluations. So just a quick update. We are finished with the logic models for those of you who turned yours in for the original deadline. Some of you have had issues with data collection and are requesting an extension. So we will get those to you as soon as you turn them in. It's really important that you get and receive our feedback on your needs assessment prior to engaging in your logic model assignment, because like I said earlier, one project really feeds into the next in this assignment. So the final part of your needs assessment really feeds into the logic model assignment. So today we are going to talk a little bit about formative and process evaluation. We're going to talk about mission and vision statements and how critical they are for any sort of program, a new program, the formation of a program, and how they're integrated into this process. Though that is going to be supported by your soft chalk activities. And then we are going to have a discussion board activity. And we're going to ask you to comment on at least 2 other students so you can really learn from each other. And then Brandon and I are going to come in and sprinkle throughout the comments to really try to integrate our assignments. We are also going to implement a quick mid-semester survey. It's really critical for us to understand what your learning needs are and how this course is really meeting your expectations and figure out additional ways that we can support you. So I want to give us a brief look ahead. So our logic model assignment is coming up. We are also going to schedule the Tuesday before March 8th, which is March 1st. We are going to have another Tuesday night synchronous session to help support you in that logic model assignment and make sure you come and get your questions asked. We will also be recording that session. So March 8th, mark your calendars down. That's our next assignment. The logic model assignment tends to be a little bit shorter. However, it does take some time to put together the logic model itself in terms of your creativity and conceptualization of information. Then our bigger paper, which really is the culmination of the entire semester, our program evaluation proposal/paper, is due April 12th. And then our final presentations are just 7 days later on April 19th, which will round out our semester. So we are halfway there. So what is a logic model? I am going to post a more in-depth description of our logic model assignment under our assignments tab, similar to how I did for the needs assessment. But a logic model is really the next step in terms of developing a program and evaluating it. So you are going to take the final section of your logic model assignment. That's known as the findings section. And that is where you have identified a program or service that you would like to implement that is grounded in the needs of your population of focus. You are then going to develop a logic model. So the program or service may be broadly defined. So for example, you might want to implement a social and emotional learning program for youth. You might want to develop an art therapy program for older adults who have recently lost a spouse within a hospice program, et cetera, et cetera. It's endless the amount of programs that have been identified through these needs assessment. So this is a new offering from a community organization based on the needs, or it could be its own community-based organization meeting a new and distinct need amongst the recipient population or the community. So you really have to decide, is this going to be grounded in an existing community organization, or do we need to develop a brand new program to meet the needs of the community? So please, after I post this video, go through the assignment description and review the rubric and the example to really understand the pieces of the logic model assignment. So we're going to get into logic models a little bit later, and I also want you to go to the video in the assignments tab. But I first want us to understand formative and process evaluation. So just to reiterate, I would say about 90 to 95% of my students engage in what's known as an outcome evaluation. That's the most traditional and straightforward, where you are implementing your program and then you are looking at your population of focus to determine what is increasing or decreasing based on the implementation of your program. You're measuring that, you're interviewing your participants, you're trying to understand what kind of change the program made in the lives of your participants. So formative evaluations first are a little bit different. They're really used to form programs. So they are also used to adjust and enhance intervention. So the methods really depend on the nature of the program, and the Royce book and our soft talk goes in depth in this week in terms of what you really need to look for in developing a formative evaluation. But it really has to do with the agency's preferences, context, and evaluation request. So this is the formative evaluation typically takes place prior to implement program. It is really designed to assess the acceptability and the feasibility of the program amongst your population of focus. So often you are looking to see if your population of focus desires this kind of program, is willing to accept it, that it is indeed meeting the needs, and also looking for potential barriers and facilitators along the way in terms of implementing the program. A process evaluation is a little bit different in the sense that it really has to do with monitoring the implementation of your program. So there has to be some sort of fidelity to the program in the sense that it is being implemented as intended, so that you really can predict that the outcomes had to do with the actual program itself and not external factors. So it's different than a formative evaluation because it really can be conducted at any time throughout the projects. Even at the end, it can be conducted throughout. Oftentimes, process evaluations really look at, okay, how many times were the staff trained on this modality? How many community sessions were attended? How many times did clients attend the sessions that were a requirement of the program? So another purpose can be to determine why a program achieved or did not achieve its desired outcome. So again, looking at the barriers and facilitators to the actual implementation of the program itself. So these are two other kinds of program evaluations that's important to understand. But again, most of you go towards what's called an outcome evaluation, which is a little more straightforward in the sense that you are setting up the program, you're looking at the inputs, resources, activities needed to create the program is implemented, and then you're looking at your population of focus to understand what is increasing and what is decreasing. So mission statements are super important to developing new programs or to enhance the work of existing programs if we add a new service to the array of services that are offered. So missions are statements of purpose to explain what the agency is about and to provide clarity to people within the organization and on the outside of the organization. So potentially people that want to donate to the program, potentially clients of the program that are really trying to understand what this service is all about. So questions about your logic models, please do not hesitate to reach out. I'm very happy to set up a call, whatever you need. Brandon and I are here for you. We've had a lot of late night phone calls, weekend phone calls. We're trying to rapidly respond to emails with your questions. So just whatever we can do to best help your learning needs. And lastly, my parting words for the week, we've made it halfway there. You've accomplished so much this semester. Take a breath and have confidence in yourself. We're looking forward to your feedback on the course and adjusting our process along the way. We will also be in touch with you in the next week with an update on your grade so that you understand exactly where you are halfway through the course and what we can do to help you make it all the way through. We know you can do it, and hope you have a really great midterm and week 7. Take care, everybody. Bye.